Today we're going to be going over techniques to use with struggling readers. Now I know we all know a struggling reader. We probably know many struggling readers. But the techniques that I have in this presentation might be different than what you have been taught. So first things first, let's talk about the data. Results from the 2011 National Assessment of Educational Progress indicate that just 34% of both 4th graders and 8th graders are reading at or above a proficient level, which indicates almost 66% of students in both 4th grade and 8th grade are struggling readers. According to Lupo, Strong, and Smith, nearly 2/3 of 8th graders scored below proficient on most recent National Assessment of Educational Progress, 2018. That means in 7 years, the data looks much the same. 7 years and our data has not changed. We're still looking at only 34% of 4th graders and 8th graders reading at or above a proficient level. That translates to all grades, because if 4th graders in 7 years are still the same, we're looking at from kinder all the way up. So first thing we need to look at are my lessons working? Is what we're doing working? As teachers, we want to help students who are struggling. The problem is poor readers get more work on skills in isolation, whereas good readers get assigned more reading activity. So perhaps we're not giving our students enough reading activity, our struggling students. They are the ones who need more reading activity. It's really good to help them with those skills in isolation. However, if we're not giving them as much reading activity as we are our better readers, they're not getting the practice that they need. Many times, struggling readers are called on for round-robin reading. Round-robin reading is shown to be less effective use of instructional time than another alternative. This isn't good. Round-robin reading was used when I was a kid, and I still see it used at schools. This has been shown to not be productive. So we need to take a look at our lessons and make sure that we are not using this and that we have another alternative. There is a misconception that using easier versions of text will help struggling students. However, providing easier versions of text does not necessarily improve learning or comprehension. So what can we do? Well, we need to take the time to assess. It's important to figure out strengths and weaknesses. This will help in figuring out appropriate texts. We need to ensure that the texts are equitable. Even struggling readers need difficult texts. It's a teacher's job to give them a text diet rich with difficult text. Design lessons that give opportunities for reading, not just worksheets. Worksheets are fine when we are out of school for any reason, when we are not in classroom. But we need to make sure we are pulling away from those worksheets and that we are giving more opportunities for actual authentic reading. Is there anything else? Do not think fluency, comprehension, and other reading-related processes are just for lower elementary students. Students can have deficits in identifying specific skills in reading, such as word reading, fluency, and comprehension, and in reading-related processes, vocabulary, listening comprehension, is one way to begin to address reading difficulties more broadly construed in older struggling readers. We need to activate and build prior knowledge. Struggling readers need support, and one way teachers can do this is by activating prior knowledge. If a student does not have prior knowledge, then prior knowledge needs to be built. Knowing students helps teachers figure out who might need help with background knowledge. Another way to activate and build is to have students grapple with the topic prior to reading through the use of long-supported practices such as anticipation guides. So that prior knowledge, activating it, pulling it out, and building it are both essential to helping our students comprehend. Students need student-led opportunities. We make choices every single day. Our students do not get to make that many choices while at school. What books they read should be a choice they get to make. According to Lupo et al., when students have the opportunity to choose the text they read, they are more likely to engage with and persist in reading the text, even if it is difficult. Students should discuss what they are reading with their peers. Providing opportunities for adolescents to talk with one another about text is an underutilized but important component of motivating them to read and should be prioritized in the classroom. So let's think about all of those things and what we can do as teachers to help our students.